Hey friends, it's JennaCake, and on today's episode of the Baking Lab, we're going to crack the code to making a perfect creme brulee. So why creme brulee? Well, personally it's one of my favorite desserts, and it's pretty simple to make actually. Just takes a little bit of love, a little bit of science, and you can make it really delicious. So let's get to it. There are two main scientific principles that are involved with making the perfect creme brulee. The first one is protein coagulation, and the second one is caramelization. First off, protein coagulation. In our creme brulee, we'll be using eggs, which contain proteins. And in their natural form, proteins exist in these coil shapes. But when we apply conditions such as heat or acid, these coils will start to unravel, and this process is called denaturation. So the unraveled coils will start to move together, and they'll trap in the water or moisture. And this will form a type of gel or rigid texture. This is why the creme brulee will start to gel when we cook it. Now, if you heat something too fast or too harshly, they'll start to really move together quickly and push out the moisture. Think of like curdled milk or scrambled eggs, that type of texture. To get started on the creme brulee, I have some egg yolks here. To that, I'll add some sugar and some whipping cream. Now we'll whisk that all together until it's nice and uniform and the sugar starts to dissolve. Next, I'll take some more whipping cream and add some vanilla extract. We'll whisk that together and heat it on medium to high heat. Keep whisking it so it doesn't burn at the bottom. And we'll continue to heat it until it just starts to steam and just starts to form small bubbles around the outside. We don't want it to boil. Now we'll add this heated mixture to our egg yolk mixture. It's very important to add it gradually because remember, if we heat it up too quickly, the egg yolks will start to coagulate or curdle. I'm going to fill my ramekins about 3/4 of the way full with the mixture. Now to the baking pan, I'm going to pour in some hot water, and this creates a medium for gentle heating or cooking of the creme brulee. Remember, we want to heat it gently so that the coagulation happens slowly and forms that nice creamy gel texture. These will go into the oven for about 25 minutes. Okay, our little creme brulee friends are out of the oven now. Just one important thing to note is be very careful when you're taking these out of the oven, because if you're clumsy like me, there's a chance you might spill the hot water on yourself. Don't want to do that, so be careful. Just a tip. At this point, our creme brulee should just be a little bit wobbly in the middle if we shake it. This means it's cooked perfectly. So once the creme brulee has had a chance to just cool down a bit in the water bath, we can remove it and just let them cool to room temperature. So we'll let them sit at room temperature for about half an hour longer. After that, we'll chill them completely in the refrigerator. Okay, these guys have been chilling in the refrigerator for about 4 hours and now they're fully cooled. So now comes the fun part. We get to brulee these babies. Now, safety first, so as you can see, I put my hair up because the torch is coming out. So hot in here! Now for caramelization. We're going to top our creme brulee with some sugar. Now when we apply the high heat from the torch to the sugar, it's going to break it down into its individual components. These components are going to react with each other and start to form caramel compounds. So these compounds have a distinct brown color and a delicious buttery and nutty flavor. Now this is the flavor we're looking for. Now we have to be very careful not to heat the sugar for too long, because what happens when we apply too much heat to the sugar is that the components will continue to react and they'll form compounds that we don't want. This is why burnt food tastes bitter. I've topped the creme brulee with sugar, so now I'm going to torch them up and just heat them until they start to get nice and golden brown. For good measure, I like to add a second layer of sugar and torch those up. It just gives it an extra level of crunchiness. Oh, hey there, Mr. Crème Brûlée. Mmm. That's good. Oh, why are you so good? So beautiful. Mm-mm-mm. Yes. Oh, hey. I'm sorry about that. But as you can tell by my very enthusiastic reaction, the creme brulee is perfect. So it's got that nice smooth, silky, and creamy texture. And that's because we let our coagulation happen nice and gently. So we didn't apply too much heat too soon, and the gel texture was able just to form gradually by applying the gentle heat. So it's got the perfect texture. Mm-mm-mm. The top is also nice and crunchy, and it's got that nice buttery, nutty flavor. And that's because we didn't over caramelize it, so we just formed those good compounds, the nice caramel compounds that taste so, so, so good. It doesn't taste burnt. One more very important point about creme brulee is that I find it very romantic. It's nice, it's fancy, so it's best enjoyed with someone special to you. So invite over that significant other, that special someone, to enjoy your creme brulee with you. That's what I'm about to do.
You are so beautiful. To me, you are so beautiful.
Thank you so much for joining me today and becoming part of the Crème Brûlée crew. It's the coolest crew around, obviously. If you're interested in making your own creme brulee at home or using any of my other recipes that are featured on the Baking Lab, you can check them out on my blog. The link's below. Till next time, cakes out! I don't know about you, but I thought that was excellent. You know, Lofi, I'm just looking for a nice guy to whisk me away. Don't my food puns just crack you up?